5 things you need to know about DACA, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, as the Supreme Court prepares to hand down a ruling on the program. Here are the 5 things. Number 1, President Obama knew the DACA executive order was unconstitutional from the beginning. In October of 2010, Obama admitted, after Democrats pushed him to act unilaterally on immigration, "I'm not king," he said. "I can't do these things just by myself." Then in March of 2011, Obama again stated, quote, "With respect to the notion that I can just suspend deportations through executive order, that's just not the case." Then once again in May of 2011, Obama described why, explaining that he can't just bypass Congress. Listen.
And sometimes when I talk to immigration advocates, they wish I could just bypass Congress and change the law myself. But that's not how democracy works.
And yet, Obama did it anyway. Number 2, President Trump offered Democrats a deal to protect Dreamers legislatively, but Democrats rejected the deal. Why? Because the deal Trump offered was a border wall in exchange for DACA protections, and the Democrats hate President Trump so much they're willing to leave Dreamers hanging rather than vote in favor of the same kind of border wall they voted in favor of in 2007. Number 3, Democrats want the Supreme Court to do their legislative work for them so that they don't have to compromise with Republicans in Congress. But that's not how our government works. It's the responsibility of Congress, the legislative branch, to fix this problem, and Democrats know that. The Democrats claim that protecting DACA is a moral imperative, but when it's time to put their money where their mouth is, they betray their true agenda. Number 4, the truth is, the Dreamers situation is sad, because many, if not most of these people were brought to the U.S. when they were kids, through no fault of their own, and now they're suffering the consequences of bad decisions and illegal actions committed by their parents. But President Trump and Republicans are not to blame for this. No. If you want to point the finger of blame, you should blame President Obama for issuing an unconstitutional executive order that gives Dreamers a false sense of security. You should blame their parents for bringing them to the U.S. without citizenship, without legal status, and putting them in this precarious position. And all those Dreamers protesting outside the Supreme Court yesterday, you should be outside the offices of congressional Democrats who used Dreamers as pawns in their immigration fight and then rejected a legislative deal to fix it. Those are the people to blame for this mess. And that brings us to reason number 5. Not all Dreamers are law-abiding people either, and that's a problem. If Democrats want to convince Republicans to support amnesty for these folks, lying is not the way to convince people that Democrats are acting in good faith. The truth is, USCIS reports that 54,000 illegal aliens with criminal records were approved for DACA. 17,000 had multiple criminal arrests. 8,000 were arrested again after having received benefits. And according to USCIS, 51 who had DACA status approved had 10 or more arrests. Since the Democrats won't tell you the truth about DACA, we will.